computer. There we go. So welcome, Plastic Ocean's February team. Right, well, my name is Millie and I work with Zoe, heading up the programs all around the world. And we are delighted that there's so many of you on this trip, and it's going to be good. Now, I know I look terrible. I have just returned from hot pot yoga, so please don't judge me if I start breaking out into a hot sweat. Anyway, that's digressing. So the purpose of this meeting is to get you organized, okay? So I've got a list of stuff that I want to talk about. Your flights, your itinerary, entry details to Costa Rica, kit, phones, Wi-Fi, what plugs to take, health and safety, Okay, at the end, let me waffle, and then at the end of each section, we can have a Q&A. Okay, so let me just grab the right Google Doc, which should have done. Hold on. It's just here. No, it's not. I just want to check your flight. Bear with. Right. So your flights are, okay, with America. Okay, you're going via America with United. Most of you are all on the same one. Atticus, you're going on a slightly different one. Okay. All right, that's fine. So with regard to your flights, I know Zoe will have drilled this into you 101 times, but you need an ESTA, okay? Have you all got your ESTA for going through the States? It's amazing how many people leave it to the last minute, and it is not instant. It takes 24 hours. So great. So you've got your ESTAs. When you check in at Heathrow all by your lonesome, get to the other side and meet on the other side, okay? Through passport and, all that check-in, all that faffing about. Zoe will set up a WhatsApp group for you all. So, she's already done it. She's so organized. So you can start chatting and find a location on the other side, which has space, okay? So then you're not sitting together because you're all checking in independently. That's fine. You'll congregate when you get to America and go through customs. That's laborious. It's an absolute pain. Just brace yourself with the customs of America. Then you go through, meet again, and hot foot to Costa Rica. When you get to Costa Rica, regardless of what flight you're on, you will all be met. So you go through customs, you go through the final, put your luggage through, and they check everything. If you've got any fresh food, get rid of it, because that's what they're checking for in the final X-ray machine. When I went, I had a banana stashed away in my bag and I got a ticking off. So no fresh food is to go into Costa Rica. Packet food, no problem. When you go through these big doors and you wait there, okay? You don't wander off and go to coffee shops or you stand there and our guide will come. You'll see a sign, Jaquera, the Leap, and off you go, okay? If they're not there, just wait patiently. They could be stuck in traffic or the queue into the airport or, parking up. So just remain patient. They will be there. We do this a lot. But the key is don't wander off, okay? So customs in Costa Rica, you don't need any visas or anything like that, but you do need proof of leaving Costa Rica. And I'm not joking. And some people say, oh God, she's so uptight. This doesn't, I had friends that went in, Yep, you can take the risk, but please don't. 3 people last year did take the risk and they didn't get through. And then they were deported to Nicaragua. You don't want to be that person. So you have proof. They might not ask, but you just might get someone in a bad mood that just wants to really hammer home the the entrance guidelines. Okay, so I can't emphasize that enough. Any questions on your flight, customs, getting there? All good? Oh, Freya, go.
What constitutes as proof? Like just proof that you have a flight booked?
Yeah, proof, proof of a flight out, proof of a bus ticket. Okay. So anything that just you can flash in front of them saying, I am leaving this country. I think it's now 120 days you can be in Costa Rica, but anything before that time is up. Okay, dokes? Okay. So moving on to your itinerary. Okay, that's a different spreadsheet I've got to get up. Your program. Okay, so you're flying in on a Thursday. Your first night is going to be at the Rosa of America, which is literally 20 minutes away from the airport. It's a really lovely place. We use it all the time. That or one other, called the Bristol Hotel, but you're in the Rosa. It's lovely. It's kind of gated setup, very homely. It's got a pool, food, but it's very local. So you're going to go in there thinking, oh, this is nice. And you will enter your room think random decoration. It is a bit random, but it's clean, it's comfortable, and it does just the job. So that's where you're all going to congregate. And your leader for this trip is the lovely Lizzie. So you're extremely lucky. Okay, so she will be there at the Rosa to welcome you in. The next day, you're going to be up and you're going to be off to get to Santa Teresa. That will probably take you the best part of a day. But with your jet lag, you're going to be up early and you're all going to feel discombobulated. So it's a good thing. It's kind of a bus journey. There's a ferry trip, and then there's a minibus the other side. So it is a long old haul. But when you get to Santa Teresa, ooh, you're in for a treat. The first Saturday, we've chosen to get you there early so that you've got time to discombobulate from the jet lag. So the Saturday is going to be kind of introduction day, introduction around Santa Teresa, where everything is, just to help you find your feet. The Sunday is going to be a peaceful day where you can literally lie by the pool, sleep off the plane, and you're ready then for the following week. Your time in Santa Teresa, you have probably going to take kind of 1, 2, 3 out of the 5 weeks in camp, okay? And your time is going to be a mix of surfing, Spanish, and volunteering. So we're kind of the surfing will happen in the first 10 days. And then when you come back after Cirenas, it's just going to be Spanish and volunteering, but it's kind of stretched out. So you're not surfing every single day. You're not doing volunteering every single day. So every day is different. So when you get there, you'll get a full weekly plan of where you've got to be and at which time. The surfing, we've kind of spread it out. So it's not an intensive week because let me tell you, having just done it in Sri Lanka the last week, it's exhausting. So everyone gets really stiff. So you do have time apart. Okay. The Spanish lessons, don't want anyone to worry thinking, oh God, I really can't speak it. Or conversely, I'm brilliant at Spanish. You will all be kind of tested when you get there and you'll get put into the right class. If you're absolutely brilliant, you'll be with Lily or Peggy. And Peggy is fantastic at with those that are brilliant at Spanish, at really testing you and getting you to talk about politics and the newspaper and what's going on. So your vocabulary will be stretched. For those that have never done it before or kind of medium, the goal is conversational Spanish. Especially it's so useful because it's not like Asia. Nobody really likes to give you the easy break and just slip into English. So Spanish really is important. And for those that are traveling on after this program, you will be really, really grateful. So don't think kind of school classroom, think relaxed, fun, interactive classes, sometimes in camp, sometimes down at the beach. The main goal for those that have never done Spanish before is to get you confident so that you can go, order things, go into the doctors, so you can get around easily. Okay. Now, the volunteering projects that you're going to be doing in camp all fall under our Plastic Oceans umbrella. Okay, you will see when you're in Costa Rica that the Pacific is absolutely the biggest problem they've got is just this kind of sea of plastic far out to sea, which gets washed up every day onto the beaches, literally all the way up and down the Pacific coast. It is a real problem. And these beaches in Costa Rica are really special and important because they are turtle beaches. So the turtles keep coming back. And if they literally walk into a car door, which has been kind of dumped on the sea, or a pair of flip-flops or a water bottle, they get really disorientated and it really affects their life cycle. So that's the point when you're doing beach clear-ups, and everybody does the beach clear-ups. You guys as volunteers and the community, it's a big push to get this, you know, to keep the beaches clear and nice. Where does all this plastic go? We have recycling stations. Where does that go? Well, we've got this big community recycling plant, which was set up by Farrell Williams just before COVID. You will go there. It's really fun, but the purpose is that you can see how the whole process of what happens to this plastic, and that it then gets sorted, squished, and sent to America. It gets turned into plastic thread, into groovy clothes. Money comes back into the economy. So it's a cyclical thing, which is really interesting for those of you that are maybe wanting to study sustainability. This is an example of how it works. But in addition to that, there are other sustainable projects. It's not just picking up the litter off the beach and the plastic. There is composting, there is setting up a garden in Jiquera, kind of fruit and vegetables. So and that's going to be a garden, which is going to be an exemplary garden for people for the community that live locally to come and see what can be done. So there are various little projects which you will be involved in, intertwined with your Spanish and your surfing. Okay, so any questions on that so far? Hold on, any questions on that? Me rambling on? No? Is that sounding good? You're all still awake? That's good. Okay, so in your phase, the 3 weeks of you being at Jiquera, you will go out to your first turtle sanctuary, and that is Cirenas, which is one of my favorite places in the whole of Costa Rica. It's only about an hour and a half away. Depending on the tides, you can actually walk it or drive it. I have no idea which you're going to do on that particular day, but if you do walk it, it's really special. Cirenas is a privately owned turtle sanctuary. The one you're going to do later on, at the end of your program, is a government-run turtle sanctuary. So you're going to see the opposite ends of the spectrum of how things are done, which in itself is really interesting. So Cirenas is privately owned. It's a big reserve. Yes, it's got this amazing beach. You're literally the only people on the beach. It's got the jungle that comes right up to it, which you'll be able to hike through and see. It's all about permaculture, so it's self-sustainable. It grows vegetables and eggs, so everybody on the reserve is kind of fed and watered. They sell the excess to the villages on the outside. So you will see how another sustainable reserve, what it looks like, you know, and be part of that. The turtles, you can never guarantee if you're going to see a turtle. I'm telling you that now, but it's highly likely, you know, just highly likely it is the turtle season. Coming towards the end, but you are in the turtle season. In fact, I went in May and I saw the turtles. So, but you just never know, okay? But the work that you're going to be doing it's a continuous flow of effort from every single group of gappers that go out. Because you've got a turtle hatchery. So if one of the mum turtles comes and lays its eggs, those eggs get picked up and they put in the turtle hatchery so they are protected from predators, and that is human and wildlife predators. When they hatch, all that soil has to be dug out and fresh soil put in. So it's a kind of complete changeover. So that is what you are doing. It's hatchery maintenance and maneuvering of the eggs if they've been born, and or assisting the baby turtles when they hatch down to sea and removing all obstacles. So I hope you see them. At the same time, you will be working at, they've got a kind of great lecture room where they will give you a lecture on the life cycle of a turtle and the lost years. It's really, really interesting. They do. They literally, a baby turtle gets into sea and that's it. It's on its own for about 20 odd years. I know, who knew? They're strong little things. Anyway, so that's Cirenas. So you will be doing that on the you are doing that on the second weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. Then you come back for next week. Then, so after 3 weeks of being in Jacara with a bit out at Cirenas, then you were on the move for the last 2 weeks. You're on the move to Monteverde, first of all, for 4 nights, 5 days. There, Monteverde is the stunning cloud forest, which is such a unique, gorgeous environment. Okay, and it's so much cooler. So if any of you have been suffering with the humidity, you get to Monteverde and you think, hallelujah, that's heaven. I can put my jeans on. So it is much cooler. It is really interesting. Every morning you're going to have an activity. Every afternoon is free. So you can choose what you want to do. And there is so much to do, from horse riding, zip wiring, bungee jumping, going on tea plantation walks, or nothing. So, but most people, definitely please do the zip wire. You will love that. Okay. If you're thinking about the bungee jump, okay, it is a kind of awesome thing to do. But at the end of the zip wire, kind of included in the zip wire experience is a Tarzan experience where you literally climb up to a really high place and jump off and you swing miles over and come back. So it's like a kind of halfway house between standing on the ground and a bungee jump. I mean, it's frightening in itself. So you might think, actually, I'll ditch the bungee jump because I'm going to do that. The horse riding, even if you can't horse ride, that is a really lovely thing to do because you go right up to the top. At Monteverde, above the cloud forest, you've got the ridge of mountains. And at the top of that, it's like at the spine of Costa Rica. If on a clear day, you can see both the Pacific and the Caribbean Oceans. Really cool, really special. So that's Monteverde. Then you go down to Samara Beach for a bit of downtime, a bit of yoga, touch more surfing, and your final phase of the turtle sanctuary. This is everyone's favorite phase of the turtle sanctuary because it's a real Robinson Crusoe experience. You literally have to do a river crossing with your bags on your head. You get there, you're there for 2 nights. Everybody, it's literally a wooden bungalow just on the beach. That is it. It does have running water, but we're talking a hose pipe for a shower. We're talking you all doing your own cooking. We're talking hammocks. We're talking really basic, but everyone really loves it. So that is pretty much, I think, one of everyone's highlights. Then you come back to Samara, all celebrate together, and then you go up to San Jose to then move on, fly home or move on, whatever you're going to do. Okay, does that sound like a busy itinerary? Is that all good? Any questions on the itinerary? No? Okay. Now, I'm just going to want to go back over the itinerary and talk to you about the accommodation because it's different in each place. Okay, so touched on the Rosa, that's all very nice. Random styling inside, but it's all kind of clean, gorgeous, pool, luxury. Then you get to Jacara, again, luxury, it's got a pool. It's not luxury, what am I saying? It's just a really cool vibe. It's 10 meters, you've got the beach, you've got the road with all the shops of Santa Teresa. Santa Teresa probably is about 1 kilometer, almost 2 kilometers long, with shops and cafes and restaurants all scattered along it. few beach bars, and then beach is really, it's a very cool place. It's a very cool beach surf place. Everybody is whizzing around with surfboards on their heads and kind of covered in tattoos. Please don't get a tattoo, but you'll see that the vibe is very much a tattooed body is lurking around. Chiquera Camp is up a very steep hill. You'll be very fit towards the end, navigating that. And it is a lovely camp. We have worked with Chiquera now since the beginning. I probably think about 17 years. And it's Chris's home. And he has built, there's many a bungalow on site with a central big open plan dining room, hanging out area, pool, hammocks, pizza oven. It's a really good base. So it very much will feel like home. Okay. There are other volunteers there. They come on other programs from the Netherlands. So you will make friends with them. Everyone's kind of, you know, you very much feel like you're a leap team, but while you're there, you do have the chance to be sociable and meet the other people, but they are coming and going. At Chiquera, there's breakfast and lunch is included, provided. It's very, very healthy food, a lot of vegetarian food, because that's Costa Rica, a lot of kind of, it's delicious food, utterly delicious. The suppers, they are not included, so you have a choice to go out and about into town, or every night at Chiquera they might do pizza night or sushi night, and it's probably $10 or $12. You kind of pay and you can eat there. Or you could go to the supermarket, buy ingredients and cook it in the Chiquera kitchen. So you could do all of that. So, you know, what I don't want to hear is, oh my God, we spent a fortune on supper. I wish we didn't, because you can go out into Santa Teresa and go to very, very expensive des res restaurants, or you can sneak out the local restaurants, cook yourself, or eat, you know, what the kind of the planned supper is at Chiquera. Okay, so be mindful of everyone's budgets. Be mindful of your own budget, because it is very easy to go crazy in Santa Teresa. Okay, especially just putting it in perspective, a cocktail probably costs you $10. So you look for happy hour or you stick to the local beer. Okay, so just to kind of, you've got to be mindful of the costs. Laundry, when you're in Chiquera, you can get it done by some, you know, they have a laundry service, or you just whip down into town and find a laundry service there. But I would always say, underwear, wash it yourself, just in the shower, and hang it on one of the lines. But kind of t-shirts, dresses, trousers, shirts, and everything, you could get it done easily in the laundrette. Okay, any questions on Santa Teresa? Cirenas, you have all your meals cooked for you, and it is, again, it's very heavily vegetarian, but it's delicious food. And there's no alcohol when you're at Cirenas. So we try and treat Cirenas as like a detox phase. So the phone reception's hopeless there. So we kind of down tool everyone just kind of, you know, has a kind of healthy long weekend. Then when you're in Monteverde, you're going to be staying in a hostel in the center of town. Again, breakfast and lunch is included, supper is out. And let the guide show you where to go, okay? Because it is quite touristy, Monteverde. You'll see in the main drag, you just think, oh my God, you know, this is really touristy, but you want to get off the main drag to all the local restaurants, which are really fun and cool to experience. Then when you're at Samara, when you're at the beach face, breakfast and lunch, you're again in another local hostel. You're with, you've got breakfast and lunch included. When you're at Asvo, all your meals are included. Does that make sense? So you have to budget for those suppers. Okie dokes. Any questions so far? No? All good? Okie dokes. So while we're just on the money front and the budgeting, okay, I would say most people budget $150 to $200 a week extra to cover, it averages out your food, going out and kind of basic going out. But on top of that, I would set aside, I would then, you either go, okay, it's £150 that I'm going to spend per week on feeding myself and having fun out and about. And then I'm going to take £50 a week, which I'm going to squirrel away, okay, which is going to pay for my events, you know, big ticket items. The big ticket items are going to Tortuga on one of the weekends, which is this national park island. It's a really lovely boat trip and you go whale watching, dolphin watching. Everybody loves doing that. And the zip wire, which is about $70. If you wanted to do a bungee jump, that is $110. Okay, so those big ticket items, and horse riding is about 45. So those big ticket items, just, you know, think about it before you go. Are you going to do them? Get your budgeting in order. Okay. With regard to your money, you're to take 2 cards. Okay, you'll take your normal bank card, and I'm talking your physical bank card, not Apple Pay, none of that fancy business, your physical debit card. And also a Revolut, Starling, Chase, one of those cards which doesn't charge you every time you take money out. Okay. The reason you want to take 2 cards is that you have one card always as backup. Because if you lose a card, you're going to therefore rely on your friends, because there is no reliable post to Costa Rica. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. Okay, so you will not get anything. So you want to take 2 cards and 2 telephones, because those are the things that go astray most. So you're to take your all swinging and dancing telephone, and then a really crappy phone that you probably got sitting in a drawer in the kitchen, okay, as a backup burner phone. When you're there, you can rely just on Wi-Fi, which is everywhere apart from at the 2 turtle sanctuaries. Okay, and even in the turtle sanctuaries, you do have service, but not Wi-Fi. So you've got 2 choices. You could just use the Wi-Fi, or you get a local SIM out and you put the local SIM in your burner phone and you work it that way. But all that will be explained to you on day 1 when you're in Santa Teresa, and you'll be taken around and shown where to get the SIM cards from. Okay. Back to currency. Don't try and get the local currency out before you go. The local currency is called colonos, and it comes in denomination of about 1 million to the pound. So you want small and often, otherwise you're walking around with a brick of notes. Okay, so I would take $100 cash on you as like a backup. That is backup money. You know, it stays in your safe place. And then when you get there, you on the first day be taken to a cash point, and I would probably get 100 quid out of local currency, no more. Okay. Coolio. The plug adapter for your telephone is the American adapter. Okay, so you will need that. So 2 telephones, 2 bank cards, $100 cash, get the local currency out when you're there. Got it? Got it. Cool. Any questions on the money? No. Okay, good. Kit, what are you going to take? Okay, 100 questions come on kit. First thing you're not going to take is a hard shell suitcase. They are not welcome. They are a nightmare to kind of fling about, store, put in the minibus. Okay, so I don't mind if you don't take a rucksack. Everyone hates a rucksack. So if you've got a big duffel bag, you know, mountain, those North Face big duffel bags, which are heavy duty plastic. That's what I absolutely love. That's what I and my family always use. That is the perfect thing to take. Okay. Or if you've got a rucksack, then you take your rucksack. Okay. But it's got to be soft and squishy. In addition to that, you need a day rucksack. Okay, a day bag, which when you go hiking, going through the cloud forest, when you're going to Asvo and to Cirenas, it's big enough just to kind of stuff in what you need for a couple of days, and not too big so that it works for it just works for a hike. So you've got your suntan lotion in, your water bottle, your hat, da, 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 da. I would say a 22 to 25-litre day rucksack is really good. Okie dokes. Shoes. You're not taking more than 3 pairs of shoes. Okay. I have been amazed how many people love their shoes and stuff their rucksack full of shoes. Okay. All you need is your kind of evening shoes that you wear all the time, your evening trainers, a rubbishy pair of trainers, which you have no intention of bringing home, which you don't care if they get wet, get in the sea. You really don't care about them. Okay. But they are quite grippy. You know, so I'm not talking just they need a bit of a grippy sole. So when you're walking through the cloud forest, you're not going to, you know, slip and break your neck. Not that you're going to do that, but you know what I mean. Okay. In addition to that, a pair of flip-flops, dare I say it, Crocs. I know no one likes them, but God, they're useful. Or a pair of those plastic Birkenstocks. Do you know what I mean? The Arizona Birkenstocks, 2 straps, brilliant. But Birkenstocks, the plastic ones are brilliant. Okay, so no more than that. Clothes, you need light, loose clothes. It is hot and it is steamy. So you're going to be wandering around, boys, shorts and a t-shirt, girls and shorts and a singlet top, literally. But in the evenings, especially in Santa Teresa, you will want to go to nice places. You will want to go to those cool little beach bars. So you need clothes to dress accordingly. Okay. Please look at the kit list though in your My Leap area, because everything on there is on there for a reason. Okay. So please don't forget a hat. Don't forget a water bottle. And I'm talking a proper water bottle, which is like one of those metal water bottles, not a plastic thing. That's hopeless. Okay. You really want a water bottle. So what's your brand?
I think it's called Super Sparrow.
No, but what's the normal one that everyone uses? The chili bottles. So he's got a really nice one by Super Sparrow. I've actually quite, and it's much cheaper than a chili bottle, and it's a brilliant size. And I'd rather like one myself. Anyway, so don't forget your water bottle. When it comes to money belts, so old-fashioned, those money belts. You know, your parents will say, "Oh, you need a money belt that's, you know, a flesh-colored one next to your skin." They're hideous. You will never ever, even with all the will in the world, use one of those. I've bought my kids so many of those, and I know they haven't been touched, taken out of their wrapper. I highly recommend that out in the evenings, you go to Uniqlo and you get one of those crossbody bags. Have you seen them? Do you know what I mean? They are awesome. That is what you need. Okay. It's got to be, oh, we've got balloons coming from you. Thanks for that. Yay, to the Uniqlo crossbody bag. Okay, the Uniqlo crossbody bag is so good because what you don't want to do is go to those beach bars and put your bag down, go to the loo, come back because, oh, yes, your bag's gone. So you want to have a bag for the evening, a crossbody, something that you feel really comfortable in to just keep it on. Okay, and inside that, you've got your money, you've got your phone and your water bottle. Okay, the Uniqlo crossbodies are awesome. Okay, so any questions on kit? All good? Good. Okay, we're so nearly there. Okay, so now I'm going to just talk about health and safety. In fact, this is my last topic, everyone's favorite topic. Okay, you are a team, and team is what the Leap really loves and does for a reason. We do it for a reason because you've got the awesome camaraderie that comes out of it. You don't know it now, but you will within the kind of the end of the first week. By the end of the 5 weeks, you will love each other. You'll have gone through highs and lows together. You will have irritated each other. You will have come through it out the other side. And by the end, you have that real team rejoice moment. Okay. But you have to look after each other. You have to be really respectful to each other, look out for each other. And because especially in the first week, some of you might feel really discombobulated with jet lag. You never know how it's going to affect you. Some of you might just feel a bit out of sorts, maybe a little bit homesick. You just don't know. So look out for each other in week 1. If you are struggling and you're feeling shy, you go straight to Lizzie, who you will absolutely love. She is young and funky, and she has led many a group in Kenya and in Costa Rica. She knows her stuff, okay? She is there to make this experience an awesome experience for you, okay? So you can lean on her. But drunken disorderly behavior, let's just talk about that, okay? It is a gap year, and it is not a school trip. So of course, we're not stupid. You're going to go out to the bars and you're going to have a good time. We want you to have a good time. But what we want you to do is also be considerate to each other and to stay safe. Okay, when you get into camp, Jack, who is the kind of operations director of the camp, will give you a full briefing as to where to go in Santa Teresa, where not to. Listen into that, because that is local intel, and don't just ignore him, okay? Don't rock up. What really irritates us is people rocking up at, 2 in the morning, absolutely, drunk, waking up the dogs, wakes up everybody, and the whole camp then gets irritated. If you are that person that keeps doing that and behaving in that way, which is just like, it's not a kind of school tour, rugby tour, that vibe, that is not what we're after. If you did start behaving like that, you'll get a rap on the knuckles from the team. Then you'll get an email from me. Nobody wants an email from me saying, you're being that arse. Could you please not be that arse? And then if you continue to do it, then you get asked to leave. It's really that simple. So I'm telling you now, the worst thing you want is my email. Okay. So just, look after yourselves and just look after the team vibe, because that is what makes this experience. It's not all the products, it's not the zip wiring and everything. It's you guys and your relationship with each other is what makes it, because that interprets how you interpret all the stuff that is provided for you. Okay, so going in with that positive kind of whee, we're here and we're going to make this awesome, comes from you guys, and then you will have that awesome experience. Okay, so that's it. That my health and safety bit over. So any questions from any of you? Are we good? Are you feeling, okay, I've got this, I'm ready, I know what to pack, I know what's expected, I know who's going to meet me, I know what to do with my money. So when your parents ask you 100 questions, which they're going to do between now and then, you've got the answers. Okay? You ready? Coolio. Right. Well, go forth and have a really good time. And we look forward to seeing the photos. And last question. Is anybody brilliant at working a drone? No, just wondered. I really wanted to get a drone out there and someone to take drone footage, but no, not now. Okay, so have fun, guys. Any questions, we're here before you go there. If not, just get on that aeroplane and go for it. Over and out. Goodbye to you all.
Thank you, Millie.
Bye.
Thank you.
What a lovely team.
How many did you have then?